Testing, testing. Ah. Well, that was fun. Take two. I'm gonna have a little drink of coffee here, or I mean moonshine. If you were watching the other previous part one of this, that decided to just, I'm gonna blame it on technology, not on the fact that I did something wrong when I started all of this up tonight. So it's technology's fault, and I believe that the government was involved also and was playing a hand in the fact that my stream was interrupted because of the important message that I have to tell everybody tonight. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. What's up, Yuri? So I got it figured out. It's the government. They're censoring me, them in Facebook. It wasn't the fact that I messed up and like had stuff connected wrong. So I'm going to skip over Random². I'll do Random² real quick. And then we'll get into what this is actually, what the show is. So Random², like I said, tomorrow, June 5th, is National Moonshine Day and Festival of Popular Delusions Day. So if you have a popular delusion that you like, whether or not it's for yourself or it's a societal delusion, participate until your heart's just full and till you are just happy, delusional happy. So with that said, Travis Lofka here with the Human Upgrade Project, episode number 16. What are we talking about here in episode number 16? Well, I thought about this today. I got a bunch of notes, and I just kind of splashed them all in there. All the stuff that's in the post here is just kind of a rough draft of what I am thinking here. Episode number 16. Don't try this at home. Pushing your limits and the 21 plus 7 days to what? This is a really good example of the Human Upgrade Project in action. The taking of the human optimization, mind hacks, brain hacks, life hacks, biohacks, full human optimization, and combining it with personal development. And what I mean by that is I'm going to, for starting soon, I don't know my exact start date, but it's going to be within the next few days, or by the end of the week or around there. I'm going to run a 21/7 protocol, meaning if you don't know what that is yet, if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, it is I'm going to do some things for 21 days, and then 7 days after that, see which of those things I want to integrate into my life and keep. The one thing about this is, however, this is not my standard protocol for doing this. Usually I pick one or two things. I'm going to do a whole crap ton of things because I realized in the month of June, I have no ballet, I have no dance because they're doing summer intensives and there's a lot of things going on, so there's no classes right now. So I have a lot of extra time. Well, I have extra time, maybe not a lot. What got me thinking about this was the fact that I have extra time, and then the fact that what do we do a lot of times when we have extra time? We do nothing, or we relax, right? The problem with that, though, is it would sort of be like you're training or working out at the gym, and then you decided to stop and relax for a week or two. You lose some of the momentum that you had and some of the progress that you've made. So same thing happens in your brain and your schedule and your consistency and everything else that you do. If I were to, for the month of June, relax and take it easy because I have extra time in the evenings now and on weekends because I'm not dancing, that might be okay depending on where you're at. I'm not saying that's a terrible thing, but most of the time people take breaks when they don't need to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw a crap ton of stuff on my schedule, and I'm going to do it for 21 days, but I'm going to dial everything in, including my nutrition, my supplementation, and all of that, and follow it religiously for 21 days along with my normal work schedule and everything else. This is not going to be a fun thing. Other part of the reason that I'm doing this too is if anyone out there has one thing, pick one thing. Don't follow my lead on this one. Just follow my framework. Pick one thing that you've been wanting to do and do it in the same time frame as what I'm doing. And like I said, I'm not going to start for a few days, so think of something that you want to do. Think of something you've been wanting to do. Not something that's going to take an enormous amount of time, but something you can squeeze into your day, or even if it does take a half an hour or an hour every day and you have to smash it in somewhere, it's only 21 days. So you can do that with me while I'm going through this crazy list of things, and this isn't even everything yet. This is, like I said, my rough draft. Why am I doing all of these things? Well, they all have some correlation or relate in some way to either making me smarter, faster or stronger, better for powerlifting or better for ballet. And they create new neural pathways in your brain. I mean, everything does, but there are specific things on here that will help build my gray matter, like literally, and make me smarter along the way and make my mindset stronger. So what am I going to do here? Let me look at my notes real quick here. So one thing, there's a quote that I want to run by you real quick, and that is a quote by Zig Ziglar. If you don't know who Zig Ziglar is, look him up. If I remember, I'll put a link in the notes here. He's an author, motivational speaker, personal development guy. This quote, "Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours in a day." So think about that for a minute. That's usually what happens when people have, and myself included in the past, when I would have downtime and not have classes for the month, I would just not do things during that normal time. Lack of direction, not lack of time. And then I would still be like, oh, there's not enough time. Well, there is. I just had lack of direction on what I was doing. The other reason that I don't like downtime, and this is me, downtime, I'm not saying, like, I do have downtime sometimes, and sometimes it is necessary. You can't just go warrior mode, like I like to call it, all the time, or you'll burn out and you'll just be miserable all the time. Been there, done that too. The reason I do like doing these 21-day pushes, and I prefer to do, like I'm recommending for you, pick one thing that is not super difficult, just one thing that you've been wanting to do that you can fit into your schedule for 21 days. Easy. The reason that I like doing what I'm doing here is because when I am done with the 21 plus 7 days and I start back into my normal schedule, there won't be a big shock to my system. It won't be like I was sitting on my butt for a month and then now crap, now I got to go back to this crazy schedule that I had before. Instead, it'll probably be like, oh good, I get to go back to my crazy schedule because my crazy schedule is actually less intense than what I just went through in the 21 days. So I'm bumping it up for myself because of my schedule. I'm bumping it up like 5 notches so that when I go back to my regular schedule, everything else is going to seem that much easier. mentally and physically. And a lot of this is physical activities, but these physical activities are all about mental toughness, because that is at the very top of the list for anything. Any athlete, anybody you talk to in business, anywhere you go, it doesn't matter, strongest man in the world type thing, right? They're not going to say that mental toughness is not important. They will say that it is. That's where the game starts and ends. So, I'm going to run through my list here. Let me see if I hit those notes. The other thing, so the mental toughness thing, the other thing I'm doing this too is because I want to show we are capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for sometimes. And if you can watch me do a huge list of craziness, and you can do one thing just for 21 days, then you can do anything. And not everything has to be done for 21 days. I like 21 days because it usually is a good benchmark for determining in the 7 days after whether or not you want to continue with it and whether or not you can. So, it's about possibilities. Anything is possible. Like I alluded to also, what I will be doing is there is no reality anywhere where this would be possible for me to maintain after the 21 days. I would either lose my mind completely, which it's already kind of gone, or no, that's pretty much it. I would pretty much lose my mind. I'd burn out and be a complete useless pile of flesh and bone. So, what I'm going to do after this, during the 7 days after the 21 days, is evaluate everything that I had done during that time and pull the pieces out that are beneficial to what I am doing and what my goals are normally. There are things in this list that I do already. I'll start running through it here. I have another little note in here, the do, then decide. And that's what this gets into. I'm going to do a lot of stuff, and then I'm going to decide which of it makes the most impact in everything that I want to do. And you have to be, so if you're doing one thing, that's cool. If you want to do more than one thing, that's cool too. You just have to be smart about it, and you can't go so crazy that you are hindering your progress in certain areas. I know from doing this my entire life how far I can push my body and my mind before I start breaking down in other areas. A friend of mine recently, not too long ago, said the fact that you are doing so many things means that you can't be world class in any of them. The problem was they didn't understand that I had this framework. They didn't know the framework that I follow and the template that I use to determine how I'm going to use the things I'm going to use and how I'm going to implement those into ballet, powerlifting, and everything else that I do business-wise and all of that. So, I'm going to run through this list, give a couple examples of why I'm doing the things. And like I said, this is a rough draft. I'm actually going to go through and set times for all these. I don't like doing that, but for 21 days, I will do it. And I'll be very militant about my schedule. Again, not what I like to do, but it's doable for a short period of time. So, number one, actually, these are in no particular order. This is the order that I wrote them down in. Stretching. I need to be flexible for ballet. I created a stretching routine that works well for ballet and for powerlifting, even though I don't need it for powerlifting. But I'm only going to stretch for about 15 minutes a day. I want to see how flexible I can get within the 21 days doing my fancy stretching routine that I came up with. Because I saw some stuff online recently, they were talking about this like 30-day thing or this whatever, and this super stretching program, and I did look into it, and it was almost the same thing as what I came up with. I have a few other bells and whistles in mind that I like more, so I'm going to do it and see, can I get the same results as what they're talking about getting in their program in 21 days with only doing like 15-ish minutes a day of stretching. So that's primarily for ballet because I need to get my flexibility up for that in a bad way. I'm just not flexible. I'm flexible, but not enough. Juggling. I already juggle. I guess I already stretch too. I just don't stretch as consistently as I will be. Juggling. I juggle almost every day. I have a little mini trampoline. I juggle and jump on this little mini trampoline at the same time. I've juggled since I was like 9 or 10 years old. So the one thing about juggling that's interesting is they have done studies that juggling actually increases the gray matter in your brain, specifically around, there's a couple areas, but one area that it improves and increases brain matter, brain size, and ability in is the hippocampus, which is involved in memory formation, aka it makes you smarter. It helps rewire, I mean, it's hand-eye coordination, right? So you're firing new neural pathways if you've never done it before, or you're reinforcing those that you've already built. So, plus I just do it for fun, and it's in conjunction with some others, with the trampoline thing, and so it doesn't really take any time, and I'm used to doing it, so it's not like I'm adding something in there. Cold exposure training. I've done this in the past. I just started doing it again recently in the morning. This one I have to time very well. I have to time it just right because of powerlifting training and ballet and everything else. Because if you don't time cold exposure properly, it will hinder the inflammatory response you get from training and other things that you need for healing. So that's why I like to do it in the morning. I may modify it, we'll see. So that one is for recovery. Meditation and breath work. Meditation obviously is just good for stress and recovery. Breath work is really good for recovery and stress also, for focus. Both are good for that, but they also both play into visualization for sports. You can tie them all together real nice, wrap them up, put a little bow around them. So I'm going to start doing some visualization for ballet and for powerlifting. I've never done visualization for ballet. Sorry, scratch that. I have when preparing for performances, when we're getting ready for a show. I have done that. But I have not done it specifically on like a daily basis like I do sometimes for powerlifting. So, hey Yuri, if you're still here, let me know if this is still streaming okay or not. It's not looking so good. We'll see. Anyways, trampoline. So I have a little mini tramp. My little mini tramp is a piece of junk, but I have a proper big 7-foot by 14-foot Tramp Master backyard trampoline, rectangle, awesome trampoline. Got that a few years ago. Love trampolining. And it's really good for body awareness, which in turn is really good for ballet, balance, body awareness, all of that. So I have a protocol I'm going to follow for trampolining. Turning it into a workout, basically. I'm going to go do X amount of backflips, X amount of spins, both directions, horizontal and vertical, to work on all of that body awareness. Let me see here. All right, moving along, I'm I'm gonna blast through. I don't have too many. Unicycling. So I started unicycling a couple years ago. Never got that good at it. I mean, I could go, I don't know, maybe 15 meters or so, 15 yards or so. Um, but that one is an iffy one. Like, there's some things on this list. Unicycling is probably maybe the only one right that I can think of right now. I may not do that one. I threw it on there because I thought I can just go down my street up and down my street a couple times. Balance and coordination, same thing. Building new neural pathways on getting coordination down and body awareness and all of that, balance. So that may stay, that may not. I'm going to refine this over the next couple days. My powerlifting training, obviously I'm doing that. That's only 4 days a week right now. And then as far as nutrition and supplements go, I'm pretty much going to be eating the same thing that I'm eating now, but I'm going to make sure I just eat exactly the same amount every time for every meal at the same time every day. And that actually will be nice. I'll be able to just have a set schedule for that, because now I just kind of eat whenever I'm hungry, and it's usually like once or twice in the afternoon. Supplements, I will go through that also on what I'll be taking for supplements and all of that. And the biggest thing is, if you've made it this far, should have mentioned this at the beginning, I will be posting what I'm eating, my quote diet, the nutrition, the food that I'm eating, the exact recipe, what I'm eating for every meal, the time I'm eating everything, the time I'm doing everything, the supplements I'm taking, when I'm taking them, and all of that I'm going to be posting over in the Human Upgrade Project community, the group, which is linked in here. I'll put a link in the comments below. And if you sign up over there, you'll be able to see all this. I'm not going to clog up my page here with a bunch of random videos of me doing trampolining and whatever else. At least I don't think I am right now. So I figure I'll keep that in the group, because then we can ask questions and talk about different things as far as meditation, visualization, breath work, even a little bit of working out stuff. I'm not going to get into training. I'm not going to talk about like sets and reps and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to talk about like I trained, period. I went and worked out. Hire a personal trainer if you want to know how to work out. I can give you some tips, but I don't do that. So, and then I'm dialing in my sleep, as far as I've been, obviously, if you've been watching, I've been working on that, but that's been like my whole life. I've been playing with sleep. So, but I will be specifically focusing more on the consistency. It's been a little inconsistent, a little weird since I've started playing with different things over the last couple weeks. And so I'll get those dialed in too. But I'm going to be, like I said, I'll be putting that all over in the group, in the Human Upgrade Project group community. And then I'll still be talking about this experiment, this 21+7 day warrior mode craziness that I'm going to be doing. I'll still be talking about that here. But as far as specific details go on what I am doing, if you want to test anything out yourself, that will all be over in the group. Fit Aid. I think you asked that once before. That's a drink, right? I think I've tried that once, but only because I was at some discount store and I got a can for like 99 cents. And if something's really cheap and it doesn't have a bunch of bad ingredients in it, I'll try it. But I don't really buy any. I pretty much just drink water. Water, yeah, pretty much just water. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Sometimes I'll have a little apple cider vinegar, coffee. I drink a lot of coffee, but then I drink a lot of water too on top of that. Oh yeah, no worries, here. It's I repeat myself all the time, so So it's all good. It's all good. Um, yeah, I think if I remember right, I mean that seemed like good stuff as far as like not a bunch of crappy ingredients and all that. I just main reason I don't usually, even if I find something that I like and it has good ingredients in it, the main reason I don't usually keep buying it and trying and drinking it is because I just don't want to pay for it. That's basically what it comes down to. Because a lot of times the money I spend on, because I've done that in the past where I bought different drinks and things like that, and then I realized that I could buy bulk supplements like glutamine and different things like that, and those were way more beneficial and didn't have the the sugar and the different things in it that the drinks did. So quick recap. Let me see if I ran through everything here. Yeah, quick recap. So I don't have any dance for the month of June. And since I don't have dance, I have a bit of extra time available. And I decided that there are some things that I've been wanting to do, and why not just cram a whole bunch of stuff into my 21+7 framework and do it during this time. I won't be maintaining this, but it'll be interesting to see, one, how I perform during this. This is another thing too that I like doing. The other reason I like doing it, like I mentioned before, is because it's mental toughness. It's like I like seeing how far I can push my mind and my body within limits, because if I hit a point where it's affecting my training negatively, or it's affecting my work or my business or something else and it's detrimental to that, I will cut things. So I'm not just going to warrior my way through this thing um, at the detriment to other areas of my life, because that's just not fun. It's not even fun anymore when you do that. So yeah, so I have this giant list of things that I'm going to do. This is a rough draft of everything that I will be doing for the 21 days. It will be starting at the latest. It'll start Monday next week, because that'll still give me enough time. Ballet and dance does not start back up till July 8th. So that will still give me enough time to run my 21/7 protocol framework and get all of these things in. Plus, it'll just be fun. I haven't been jumping on my trampoline very much. I love that thing. So it kind of forces me. It's like I give myself, okay, go do 13 backflips, 7 spins this way, 7 this way, whatever this way. Okay, you're done. You know what? It's very regiment, but on weekends I go just bounce around for fun. Same thing with juggling. Juggling is just, it's fun, but I set a timer and do different patterns and screw around. It's all number one key thing when you're doing anything. If you are going to participate in this with one thing for yourself for 21 days, is have fun. Make it fun. Figure out a way to make it interesting and fun, because if it's not interesting and fun, then you can still do it. I do stuff like that all the time. I'll do like 21 days. You can do anything, and you can be miserable for those 21 days, and I do that. But it's way better when it's fun. Trust me. So this went way longer than I anticipated, but I also just thought of this and slapped it together based on the fact that I realized I had a month of no dance and extra time, and the fact that I know that people were talking about, oh, what are you going to do this summer when it's like the relaxing time and stuff like that. And if you relax too much, I don't want to say downtime is, I'm not saying downtime is bad. Make sure you hear that. What I am saying is that a lot of times people will go too far with the downtime, and then when you come back to your regular life, it's not fun and it's a lot of work. So get the downtime you need to recover and recuperate and regenerate yourself, and then amp it up so that when you do go back to your regular schedule, it's actually easier. And with that said, I've kind of beat that horse to death. So once again, if you enjoyed this, like, share. I'm not sure if anybody would understand this if you did share it. But feel free to like it, comment. Yuri, thank you for always asking questions and everything and all of that. Capri, thank you for also asking questions or for commenting and giving me insight. And anyone else that sees this that also leaves comments, I appreciate it. I will be posting the link to the Human Upgrade Project group community where I will have all of my details of everything, because in there I can create like units or something and I can have it organized, versus on a page I can't organize stuff nicely for future use, so that you all can use it and benefit from it if you would like to test it out. So that said, I need to turn everything off. Downtime, get ready for bed, make it an amazing day, because it's better than the alternative.